What's good, everybody? Had to talk to my moms for the night. Had to talk to my best friend for the night. Oh boy, a lot to talk about. How's everyone's week? I gotta turn my camera off again so I can change my pants. Sam, Mike, Ronnie, Q, what's good? Moonflower, what's good with everybody? I just had some coffee because I gotta work on some music tonight. Let me tell you something. After the live last night, I literally crashed on my fucking bed. Like, I didn't know I was that fucking tired. I'm low-key trying to at least get or go to one more CD or vinyl store tomorrow or this weekend. Because after I got that rare hip hop album yesterday, I have a good feeling I might find a couple of good ones. Because I still want to get a particular album, but I might have to wait until after I pay off some bills just to get that album. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2 3. Let me see if this is. Let me see if got the sound bumping. Okay, and I expect some announcements after we have this discussion because I'm planning on really doing this probably for like a good hour, hour and 10 minutes. You know. Okay, it works. Got you. Yeah, because like I just want to talk about a few things about this documentary because I want to say most of my thoughts for tomorrow. What are your thoughts on Chris Brown being accused? He's always been accused of rape. On some real, she's always been accused of something. But I don't really follow Chris Brown like that. Hopefully, it's not true, but at the same time, his behavior in the past is a lot of things. Joni Mitchell, Neil Young, their music is out of Spotify. Try's on his way, Moonflower. My day has actually been, no lie, very tiring. I worked from 12 to 3. Then I had a meeting with a client because I got to tutor her in a class. Then I was doing some Uber deliveries. The only free time I really had was watching that documentary, and I told everybody, do not bother me while I watch this documentary. Because I did not feel like going back out tonight. Because they're talking about we're going to have some light snow. Keyword on the light. Yeah, there's a lot of new albums I got to catch up on, Ronnie. But not going to lie, that Temptations album is probably far below my list. Because I like the Temptations, don't get me wrong. They are R&B legends. But it's different lineups for the Temptations. My favorite years were like, believe it or not, my favorite years was like 65 to maybe 78, 79. And then also add in 1985 to 1998. Well, because I would also throw in the reunion album too. See, it's kind of weird though. Hey.
What's good?
Nothing much. Just finishing up some dinner. What about you?
Chilling.
Man, lots to talk about.
Yeah.
You said Dionne Warwick got a new song with Crazy Bone. That's an interesting collaboration. Fucking Dionne Warwick enjoying this little comeback she's having and shit. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I told motherfuckers I did not want to be bothered when I was watching this shit. Right, because niggas was trying to tell me I need you to come back. I was like, no, no, no.
Right.
And I'm gonna be on that same wavelength tomorrow and shit. Watch me.
Turn your phone off when you watching it, man.
Oh, my phone was literally on because like nobody was really hitting me up, and it was I literally just ignored everybody and shit like that. So
Right.
today's the 25th anniversary of Uptown Saturday Night. Dope
Let's
album.
go. What up?
Okay, I'm watching a document. What documentary are you watching, Q?
Yep.
Q said, "Where'd you get that durag from?"
It was a gift.
Yeah, I know about that song. Georgie Porgy, Moonflower. Apparently, Grand Pooba had an issue that they censored, it and he walked out of.
Yes.
He walked out.
They didn't like his verse and they took him off the song.
Oh, really? I thought he just
Yeah.
didn't like the fact that they changed it
No.
from a. Wow.
He said something like some anti-Semitic remarks on the song, and they took him off the song. And
Yeah.
that's how Diamond D was on the song. He replaced him.
It used to be on YouTube too. I can't even find a copy of it on YouTube now.
I never heard it.
Mm. Yeah, especially with this day and age and shit, they probably hit that shit in the vault.
Right? That's the story according to Dante and Diamond.
Moonflower says on Daily Motion. I love them Canadians, man. Okay. Let me. I'm ready to start whenever you are.
Yeah, let's go.
What's up, you two? How's everyone doing this lovely Friday night? It's your boy Reg in the building. I got my homeboy Trout with me.
Nope.
And so today we were just watching the first part of the whole Janet Jackson documentary. This has been, heavily promoted, highly publicized. For about 2 years, I didn't hear about this till like 2020.
Right.
That she was doing a documentary that was going to drop 2022. So, and she didn't start filming this until 2017. So it was like 5 years in the making and whatnot. Watching this documentary, this part was talking about her earlier upbringing, the Jackson 5, her getting into acting, the music, the early music career, and shit like that too. Some stuff was news to me. Some stuff was just like I already knew, but we're gonna talk about this. I'm gonna probably spend a good maybe hour talking about what I thought about this documentary or this first part.
Mm.
So what you think about it?
I was kind of disappointed to tell you the truth because I feel like we knew like a lot of the stuff that happened. About her living in Michael's shadow. We've been knew that. That's been going on forever.
Hmm.
You know, the whole thing with her and her father getting away from her father and getting control of her career. We've been knew that. That whole album was about that. You know what I'm saying? And they really. I mean, the only thing I didn't know about was about James DeBarge taking drugs like on his wedding day.
Yeah,
That I didn't know. I didn't know about that.
yeah, man,
And
crazy.
she started crying, and I felt bad for her. I mean that whole DeBarge family, they were legends, but all of them were on drugs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? From Bunny to L, some of them are still on drugs. Um, I like the footage, the studio footage that they had for Rhythm Nation, because
Yes.
they went in without no concept for that album, and look how it turned out. You know what I'm saying? And seeing her and Jimmy, argue about a idea for the album. That was like, I never saw that footage, and Renee never showed that footage to the public. Like, that was all new to everybody. And it's amazing that he kept all that footage for like over 30 something years. You know what I mean? But other than that, it's like we knew everything else. We knew about everything else. It wasn't really nothing mind blowing. I still think she's lying about her, that daughter, because she didn't really answer the question. They just like they talked about it a little bit, and then they like quickly went to the next thing. They didn't really She didn't really come out and say, "Oh, it's not true." Like, so I think that she's hiding something.
Well, she did an interview recently that she denied having a child with James DeBarge and shit like that too. So,
Yeah, but we didn't hear what say it on there though. You know what
mm,
I'm saying? Like saying it in an interview and saying it in your own documentary is two different things. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it can't happen. Like when they're talking to Reby and they talking to Debbie Allen, and Debbie Allen's like, "Oh well, we never saw her pregnant," and that don't mean she never had the kid. Just because you didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, I still question that. But right, so far everything that we seen, we basically knew. You know what I mean? But I like the footage that they showed. Like, they showed a lot of footage of her when she was little, and being around her brothers when they were rehearsing for shows and stuff. And Janet was taking her notes. Janet was looking at Michael and looking at her brothers, and low key taking her notes and saying like, that's gonna be me one day.
right,
And that's what she did. You know what I'm saying? And it was great just looking at that old footage, and seeing Catherine Jackson on there, and Reby. I haven't seen Reby in decades. You know what I'm saying? And she's like 70 something years old, right?
I believe so.
She looked good for her age. And seeing Tito on there, and Randy, and she was really close with Randy, and seeing like all the footage that she was when she was younger, and being performing with the group. And she was like, it's almost like she was a ready-made star, and we didn't even know it. You know what I mean? Give all the credit to Joe. Joe pushed those kids. If it wasn't for his uncanny tactics, they wouldn't be who they are now. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So Joe saw something in her too. Like, yo, like, when he's like listening to the recordings, and hearing her sing, he's like, yo, you got to sing. Like, you good as an actress, but you're gonna blow up as a singer, and that's what she did. And it was great. It was great. It was just seeing how she, and we talked about her first two albums and they were trash, but seeing how she bounced back from those first two albums, and hooking up with the right producers, with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, and then them allowing her to make the album that she wanted to make. that set it off. That's what really made her who she is now.
Right.
Because a lot of artists they don't get that chance after their first album. She was able because probably because of the Jackson name too, able to do call your own shots on your third album, and she really brought. I can't name another artist that when they reach their third album they just now like their careers just started. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure
Maybe,
there's huh?
maybe Prince,
On his third album.
the Dirty Mind album. I mean,
So you don't feel like he was like becoming a star with his first two?
well, I think with the first, especially with the second album, he was getting his name out there, especially with the "I Want to Be a Lover" song.
Mm.
The Dirty Mind, I felt like creatively, people started like checking him out, and but then once 1999 happened, it was a wrap after that.
Yeah, and well, yeah, I do. I feel like Purple Rain really set it off for Prince though, but um, for Janet, like to be on her third album and with getting rid of her dad as her manager and going in with a new image and a new mindset, that's what really set it off for. People forget about Control. I always hear about Rhythm Nation and Janet and all but Control is a classic album. Like every song on there was a hit record.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And it's gotten lost within her discography for whatever reason. I don't know why, but Control is a classic album. That was my introduction to her as a singer. Like I seen her on Different Strokes when she played Willis' girlfriend, and seen her on Good Times when she played Penny and on Fame. But my introduction to her as a singer was "What Have You Done for Me Lately," and that's what set it off for
Definitely, I definitely hear you about that, man. Um, also there was some other scene that I was watching. How she didn't want to do the Fame show
her. Right?
and shit like that. I was surprised she didn't mention Different Strokes too.
Maybe she will tomorrow.
I
No.
doubt it 'cause it's like coming up. Cause I think we were getting into like the Rhythm Nation era, so
Mm.
I feel like tomorrow's gonna be
No,
like
they showed clips from Fame though.
your show. Some what?
They showed clips from the show,
I mean, they did, but
and they talked with Debbie Allen. So it's not like they was ignoring Fame. They acknowledged that show.
that's true. But I've even heard Janet say she didn't really care for the Fame show. And so she said she liked working with the cast member, but it was just like that whole style. She didn't care for that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I thought she was good on that show.
I never actually seen that show or the
You never
movie.
saw it? I
Now,
saw I saw it when I was young when I saw that. Like might have been like 5 or 6 when I saw that show when it used to come on in the movie and all that. Because it was so big back then. Like it was like the theme song was so big.
yeah, because then Irene Cara
Irene
did the thing.
Cara, yeah,
Yeah,
Irene Cara did that, yeah, and she was big in her own right. She was a big star back
she
then.
did the Footloose theme song too, right?
That was what's her name? Um, the boy. What's the song I'm talking about?
Denise
Um,
Williams.
Denise Williams did that. Yeah, I actually got that on vinyl somewhere. Denise Williams did that.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah,
the Let's Keep It Fun.
Irene Cara. She did. I think she did Sparkle. Didn't she do Sparkle?
Yeah, she did do Sparkle.
Yeah,
Let's hear it for that boy.
yeah.
That scene when they talk about how David Bowie offered Michael and Randy drugs and shit like that.
Michael looked like he took that shit. Michael looked like he tried it.
I'm
David
weak.
Bowie, man. Where was Joe Jackson when that shit was going on?
Mm.
That would have been a perfect time for you to step in as a parent and be like, my kids don't do drugs. You know?
Right. That was around the time too when Bowie was just doing drugs just to do drugs and shit too. So
Q, you wasn't even born when Fame came out. Of course you didn't see the show. You was not around when that show was out.
But yeah, man. I think like with this part, it was just setting y'all up for tomorrow and shit. Cause this was just like planting the seeds
Right.
and everything like that. I
What
was
what
probably
happened? What happened? And I don't know if she's gonna talk about it. What happened with her and Renee? Because she and Renee like were together for like 10 years, right?
yeah.
And they just like ended it. Like, what happened with that?
We'll get into that tomorrow, I guess. We'll get into that tomorrow. Cause I think that like they're still cool with one another and shit too. So
Right. Well, he gave her the footage, so
right. But yeah, man, this whole fucking documentary, man, it was just like a good introduction, for her, shit like that.
right.
You think she'll talk about the Bobby Brown? What Bobby Brown be saying or no?
I think the Bobby Brown thing. Didn't the Bobby Brown thing happen around Rhythm Nation?
I guess so. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if she's gonna talk about it. I
Mm.
would hope she do like address that because this fool is coming on with his own 2 day documentary in May. So God knows what he gonna say on his shit.
Like, what else you gotta say, Bobby? Like, really?
I don't know what he's gonna say on his thing. She already talked about Michael. She mentioned Michael. I mean, she's gonna talk more about it, but she already mentioned being in his shadow and stuff like that. We already knew this. Like this is nothing new. I think the way that they showed it, it made it look like it was like a battle between her and Michael. You know what I'm saying? Because she started saying like Michael was acting different with her, and it
Right.
almost like maybe Michael knew that she was gonna be his competition at one point,
Yeah.
and he wanted to like distance himself from her and the family.
True, true. Because he originally thought Reby was gonna be a big competition for him and
Yeah, right.
shit.
Yeah, right. Reby Centipede. Wow. You should have kept that record for Thriller.
Shit, he's like, yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Jermaine, if anything, could have been a competition because he was good. He just didn't. I mean, to me, he was more in Michael Shadow than Janet.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cause they were from the same group. I'm like, yeah, Jermaine had talent, but he didn't get the album sales like Michael and Janet.
It's like, oh, that's nice, Shemaine, but it's not nice of what your brother
Right.
and sister did.
It's not like he couldn't have sold records. He could have sold records with the right promotion, but he was like the third string.
Plus,
All of them got talent. They just couldn't sell records like Michael and Janet. Tito still putting out music. He just don't sell. Listen to that Victory album. That'll tell you everything. Like without Michael, they wasn't the same. Jermaine documentary? He don't need no documentary. I don't want to see no documentary on Jermaine. For what? We seen enough of him in this documentary.
the Jermaine Jackson documentary. Oh wow.
They all put out like books and stuff, so we don't need no documentary for them.
And wait for her to
And
talk about Michael and her working with Tupac.
and we never talked about the Janet album, right? The Rhythm Nation album, right?
No, that's too. He said we never talked about it.
Yeah, we never did a review on that.
Not together.
We need to do one, man. That's a classic album. Like that might be one of the most like socially conscious albums ever.
Yeah, we could definitely do it on your channel and shit too.
No, not on my channel.
You said
I'm
not on your.
done doing album. I'm done doing album reviews. Not on my channel.
Okay, okay. Then we're gonna do. That's cool
She
with
said
me.
so 2300 Jackson Street. I'm definitely not reviewing that shit. That shit was trash. I can't believe they actually played a song for that in the beginning of the documentary.
Cause that was like the only good song off the album.
I'm like, bro, are y'all serious right now? Like this is how we
2300 Jackson Street.
this is how we starting off the don't know the documentary with this shit. Really?
Always hold.
I'm like, for a minute there, I was like, oh, it's about to be bad. You know,
2300 Jackson Street.
like, come on, man. Ain't bugging.
I liked how Michael was singing on that song and shit. Nigga said like
Oh,
8 words. Nigga said 8 words and he just left it shit. The
oh, man.
harmony. Nigga did some ad libs like, oh. So that's
Oh,
all
man.
me and shit. Left like a smooth criminal and shit. Mm.
That's funny.
Um,
Yeah.
there's not really that much to talk about this part though. Oh, Paula Abdul, like niggas, yeah, niggas didn't know Paula Abdul used to be a choreographer and shit.
Why was she crying though? Like, I'm like, Paula, why are you tearing them? This is not your documentary.
I guess because she was just proud of
She
the
was proud
how
of Janet.
proud of Janet and shit.
She was so proud of Janet that Janet beat her ass in album sales at that time.
Right.
That's when she should have been crying. You cry when it matters.
Because it was just like Janet and Madonna up here,
And then Paula
Paula.
out down here. Yep.
Because
Oh yeah,
Paula,
we got Rhythm Nation, we got Like a Prayer. Oh yeah, then there's Paula Abdul, Promise of a New Day. Who cares?
because Paula, she took that hiatus like after '91. She came back like '95, and it was like no one was really checking for her like that.
Yeah. I don't even remember that album. Anything after Promise of a New Day, I don't remember nothing that she did.
I believe I only like it's not like I dislike her. She's just that her music was just
Pop. It was pop.
it was not as dimensional as
And
Madonna, Janet's and
it
shit.
was it was it was pop, but it was pop that wasn't memorable. Like
Yeah,
like when you play that shit now, it sounds outdated.
right.
You
Because
know?
with Madonna's and the Janet's and the Whitney's, they were all multi-dimensional. It's like they all broke down barriers. But then here's like Paula with this opposites attract, dancing with little cat and shit like that, where the cat pretty much outshined her on the song and shit like
Yeah,
that.
everybody remembers the cat.
Right. I remember the video more and shit.
The cat like walking up the steps.
Right.
That's a damn shame, yo.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit rejects and shit. Fucking Steven Spielberg cartoon reject.
Right. And that remix album, it wasn't all that great either.
Yeah, I heard some joints from that.
You liked it?
It was
I didn't like it. And they had the bomb. She had the Bomb Squad on that remix album. I'm like, yo, they
trying to
did
get,
that for a check.
they were
They
trying to
did
get
that for
that
a check.
crowd and shit.
Yeah.
Let me guess,
They,
Molly Mall was on that one too, right?
he might have been. He might have been on that joint. They did that for a check. They were trying to get their track masters on. And like, nah, it's not gonna work with Paula.
Right. Just because what y'all did with Belle Biv DeVoe is not gonna work.
Right. Exactly.
Mm.
I've always wanted that. I always wanted Michael and Janet album and tour, and we never got that. And now I think we're starting to care about why we never got it, because Michael started changing after Thriller when that came out, and you know everybody, all the media is asking her about Michael in the interviews, and she didn't like that, and I think there was like a rivalry going on, and I always felt like that, like there was some sibling rivalry going on with her and Michael, and friendly competition,
Yeah, friendly
you know,
competition.
and she showed that Michael ain't the only one I could sell. He wasn't the only one getting Grammys.
Turbo of Breaking movie appeared in the Opposites Attract music video.
Yeah, yeah. One of I forgot. That was him that was doing the cat voice.
I don't think that was him. No. Mm. What else about the diet? Like I said, it was not really that much. I think we talked about almost everything. We
I want
talked
to
about
see.
them arguing in the studio, right?
Yes, I like that when they were arguing in the studio, and just the whole fact, like yo, like nowadays, she would have to turn in her album, and especially like you just came out with like a groundbreaking third album. It blew up. The record label's expecting the next one, and they didn't turn it in on time. So the record label don't know the concept of the album. They haven't heard nothing. They're waiting. And Janet and Jimmy Jam and Terrell Lewis are taking their sweet time on finishing this album. And in this day and age, you could never do that. But again, I think because of the Jackson name, they gave it that time. You know, if this was a artist like, her, they would have been demanding that album from her. You know what I'm
Shit,
saying?
cool.
But she they waited and they waited till they got everything done the right way, and then they sent it in, and even that blew up more than Control.
Right. Because you know, the back in the day, record labels, they appreciated creativity. 'Cause now these days, niggas want to make music just for a fucking profit.
Right. We might have to do a whole show about that, like the best socially conscious albums all time. But that's a socially conscious album.
Because you know what's crazy? I've always felt like that album broke down barriers for albums like Fear for Black Planet
Right.
and shit like that. Because like even like sonically wise, both of them kind of sounded like it could have been recorded in the same studio or some shit like that. You
Right.
know?
And then when you listen to like, albums like George Michael second album,
Ooh,
that was totally different from Faith.
no one never talks about that
Nobody
one.
talks about that one.
We need to review that sometime this
Yes,
year.
for sure. That's a socially conscious album as well.
Praying for time though. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of like that more than Faith, low key.
Really.
Yeah, I mean I love Faith, but
Mm,
songwriting wise, I felt like he came in. I'm not gonna say he came into his own, but it's like he showed a side of himself that motherfucker was expecting and shit like
right.
that. I even like the fucking older album from '96 too.
I never heard that one.
Yeah,
I gotta hear that joint.
we may have to do a George Michael breakdown or some shit.
Yeah. Let's do it.
But he only had like five or six albums still.
Right.
If you include like the Wham stuff, maybe. No,
Hey,
they could.
George Michael could have did the verses right now. You got that many.
Right, but niggas don't want to talk about that,
No.
man.
No.
Shit, he can do verses over Freddie Jackson and shit.
Facts.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's all I can say about the Janet Jackson documentary. Because you said you were disappointed that there was no
I
more.
mean, I'm not disappointed. It was good, but I was like, we know this stuff already though. I
Right.
mean, people that follow her career, you know what I'm saying? Like we know this stuff already. Like I followed her like from the beginning, so it's not like I just woke up this morning and I'm like, oh, who's Janet Jackson? You know what I'm saying? So we know this stuff. I known this stuff forever. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I was waiting for the real juicy tidbits that I think we maybe we'll get that in part two, hopefully.
Yeah, I
You know what
feel
I'm
like
saying? Because it's like if part two comes and then it's like stuff that we already know. It's like, well, what was this documentary for anyway? Like just to celebrate her legacy, or what was it? What was it for? Because he didn't really give us that tea that people been waiting for.
I can already tell you everyone's gonna be mad at Justin Timberlake tomorrow and shit
Oh
like that.
man, even with that, it's like I'm already over that shit.
Yeah,
That's
I don't.
the most overblown nipple slip ever in history. There's never been this. You would think she was a porn star. Like it was like a split second nipple slip, and they talk about this even 20 years later. Why?
It was
Even if it was Justin's fault, it's you barely saw anything unless you had to unless you recorded it and you like rewinded and paused the shot. You barely nobody saw anything. When I was
it
watching that
was
Super
all the
Bowl,
motherfuckers in the Super Bowl and shit.
I was watching that Super Bowl that year. I didn't see nothing. Okay, I had to like go online like everybody else and watch the actual shot that they talking about. I'm like, I didn't see anything, and it's been overblown for 20 years. Why?
Because she's Jackson.
So Tony Braxton did a whole nude layout in Vibe magazine. Did anybody talk about that? And she showed her nipples.
Where?
You don't remember that issue? You never saw the issue?
What year was this?
96 when Secrets came out.
Oh nah, I never saw that shit.
Don't tell me you never saw that. You never saw that Vibe issue with Tony Braxton.
Let me look it up. Hold up.
I know you had to see that. She did a whole like nude, like semi nude photos for Vibe magazine, and she showed her nipples. Nobody talked about that, and this is before the internet. Here we talking about 2000s, early 2000s. We talking about a damn nipple shot that nobody seen until they have to go back and look at the picture, and we still
Oh,
talking about it for 20 years. Like they need to let it go already. It's old now.
I never seen this.
You
Wow.
never saw that?
Nah.
Wow,
Dirt.
that was better because Tony actually showed shit. That was better.
Shit, I might have to buy this.
Red said, "I'm copping this for the next collector's edition."
Shit.
Yeah, and Tony got a beautiful body, so I really don't get why we still talking about this. So what? Even if it was Justin's fault, so what? It's over with.
Hmm.
What are the? It's not like they're kicking Justin out of music because it might have been his fault. So the NFL banned it. So what? We getting Dr. Dre and Kendrick and Mary J and Eminem and Snoop Dogg this year. Nobody. I'm not even like I don't even think about what the Janet Super Bowl. I don't care.
And people are mad because Mary J. Blige has like one song
What? Well, they got 12 minutes. They can't do all the hits.
talking about. I think they're gonna be like, oh well, she's a
If
black woman.
if if you're mad, then send a letter to Roger Goodell saying they need to expand the halftime show to 30 minutes. That's what I've been saying. That 12 minutes is not enough.
I could have sworn that certain halftime shows was longer than that.
I thought it was too. It seemed like that. It seemed like
Because
that.
I think that Michael Jackson was like almost 20, 18, 20 minutes and shit. And that nigga stood on
That's
stage for
possible.
like 5 minutes and shit, not even performing.
True.
But I do got a few announcements I was gonna make and shit. So I know next week is the collection video, and we're still doing this whole top 150 rap albums. So the episode after this Sunday, we're gonna do the top 150 that next part on a Saturday before the Sunday and shit.
I still got a box that didn't come in the mail yet either
Oh,
because of this
I still got some
because of the weather and shit. It might get delayed too because of this storm or whatever. So I don't know.
see. Eric was supposed to have sent me a vinyl, but I don't know what's going on with that because I still have not gotten that shit. These fucking weather, man. Oh my god, hate snow. But yeah, man.
They act like they never seen a damn nipple before. I'm like, why are we talking about this though? Who cares?
Like y'all niggas don't watch porn and shit.
I really I want what can she say different in the documentary that she didn't say about that whole thing on the Super Bowl? What is going to be different? That she wanted it to happen? Is that what she gonna say? Unless she says come on out, unless she comes out and she says, "Oh, I wanted it to happen," or "We planned it," or something. I really don't care. I don't even care to hear about it.
Like it be like that.
That might be a bathroom break for me or something. you know,
Not a bathroom break.
yeah. I'm just gonna skip that whole Super Bowl part. I don't care anymore. They made too much of it when it happened, and they still talking about this after 20 something years. If Janet wake up tomorrow and say she's doing a nude layout, everybody will go crazy. They'll never stop talking about that. See, we knew this was gonna happen all from the Super Bowl. You
Like
know,
I knew it. I knew it. I
I knew
knew
it.
it.
I knew it.
Look, I knew it. I knew it. I
That
knew it. Mm.
crazy.
Shit. Ronnie said better vocalist Janet Jackson or Diana Ross. Probably Diana.
Yeah, Diana. Diana had a stronger voice. They can't leave nothing in the past. We still talking about East Coast, West Coast shit, and that happened like 20 something years ago. Like people need to let shit go already. This shit is boring to me because I lived through this shit, and I don't want to talk about it now.
East Coast, West Coast, my ass.
You know,
Shit. Yes, Ashley Miller. Yeah, man. I'm gonna stay on for like probably 5 more minutes and shit. Shit.
Yeah.
What was I about to say? What was I about to say? I want. Does your friend Jalen like the one who came from the Mary J. Blige?
Yeah.
Does he like Janet Jackson?
Oh yeah, he's a huge fan of Janet, definitely. I was thinking we should have gotten Lamar for this discussion. I know he was chomping at the bit right now.
True, true. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's pretty busy. That's why he said he's available next week when we do
Okay.
the such and such album. So we'll probably get his thoughts then.
Is he a fan of them?
Well, Atlantic Star.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You're not supposed
Well,
to say it, Rich.
you said what?
You're not supposed to say the actual artist.
Well, at least they don't know the album we're gonna talk
Right.
about. So
So he's a fan of them?
yeah, but yeah, we're gonna talk about an Atlantic Star album and shit like that this week. I'm not gonna say which one till the day before.
I don't even know which one. Did you tell me which one?
Yeah, I'm gonna text you everything again.
I might have
And
forgot.
yeah,
I wasn't huge on Atlantic Star. I know some of these songs though.
yeah, because I know Ashley.
Oh, okay. I know it.
You said you know it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Off topic, I like Atlantic Star,
Uh-huh.
but I liked them when Sharon was the leader of the group. Well, when she was the only girl. When they brought in Barbara,
Hmm.
especially during the whole Secret Lovers, I was just like, nah,
And I saw they unsung and they went through every female that was in the group.
bro. And that was the downfall too, because they started focusing on ballads and stuff. Because like before then, it was like a lot more. It was like a good mixture between funk and R&B.
Right.
They had the success with the Always track,
Hmm.
and then when they want to do all that the adult contemporary crap and shit like
Right.
that.
Then the brothers started singing lead vocals and all that.
Yeah, yeah, man. Them Wilson brothers, man. Shit.
Yeah. And they still alive too.
Yeah, I don't think any of the members died. Thank God.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, them between 1980 to
Mm.
1984, that's my favorite era, man.
Right.
Especially when they did that song "Send for Me." Oof,
Yeah, that was dope.
that whole Radiant album and shit.
The dark contemporary is overrated. It depends on who it is.
Because Michael Bolton, yeah, that's overrated.
Michael Bolton.
Kenny G, even that name alone, adult contemporary, just sounds boring. Like,
Mm.
this is some adult contemporary. Like, who just says shit like that? Like,
That's a label they just put on these artists, man.
I just thought it was just music strictly for adults and some shit like that.
That's labels and shit.
Ronnie said, "Am I Dreaming" is my favorite. Ooh, I love that song, "Am I Dreaming."
Yeah.
The Escape and Old School cover of that track was just as good too.
Right. Yep.
But yeah, I do have to send you an updated list too because Ashley's available this week to talk about said album and shit.
Okay.
Q said, "Who was the dollar store version of the Jackson 5?"
Dollar store version. So for real. It
Oh
was
damn!
they were good, but they were the dollar store version of the Jackson Five though.
I thought you were gonna say like B5 or some shit.
Nah, I didn't listen to them. They didn't stay around that long, you
Yeah,
know.
they were just Puffy's light skin dreams and shit.
Right. I think that's what Andre Harrell wanted. He wanted his own version of the Jackson Five, and having the four brothers and they all could sing with vocal. They even patterned themselves like the Jackson Five.
Hell, they've been trying to get another Jackson 5 since New Edition. Let's just be
Right.
real.
Yeah, Ralph is definitely not Michael. Sorry, Ralph. I love New Edition, but he was never on Michael's level.
But at least with New Edition, they added something different. You know,
Right.
they
Well, New Edition did something that Jackson 5 didn't do. They didn't have their own spin-offs and shit like that.
right,
You know,
right.
you had BBD, you had Johnny Gill, Ralph Tresvant, Bobby Brown, you know, RBRM. You know, they were successful at that. I did wonder, like they only showed Reby. Where was Latoya? She's not talking to Janet.
Yeah, and I don't think they're close after Latoya did them allegations and shit.
So I'm pretty sure at one point, being that Joe Jackson was so business savvy that maybe he had an idea to put all three sisters together like
He
the
did have an
Supreme
idea
version of
like that.
Jackson. He did like, oh, okay. I was
He,
thinking, I'm like, I never heard about that though.
yeah, he wanted to have a girl group version of the Jackson with Rebe, Latoya, and Janet. I don't know exactly because I think at that time Janet was on Good Times. That's why it didn't really happen.
Right.
Shit,
Because Latoya was part of the group at one point, right? She was,
barely.
yeah, because they showed her like performing with them when they were younger.
Yeah, they just needed to find something for her to do. To be real, with you.
She could have did the outfits they had. So while they were away, while they were on tour, Latoya and Rebe stayed home with the mother.
Yeah, because Latoya was mostly staying home and stuff like that because she was. What did she do? Um, she was close with Michael and pretty much she didn't really get that much exposure until she started going out with Michael because she did vocals on the Thriller album and shit too.
Right.
And I think Joe Jackson was one like for her to sing too. I
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest. I recently even watched the True Hollywood Story and I kind of stopped because it was just too boring. It was. I'm just like, when are we going to get to the part where the white man
Now,
beats she
now
shit?
she now she did Playboy. Nobody talked about her in Playboy, showing everything. Janet do one nipple slip. It's been talked about for 20 something years. I don't get it.
People made a big deal out the whole Playboy thing back in that time.
Really?
Yeah,
I remember when it came out. I'm like, but I don't. I mean, we didn't have the internet back then, though. But it didn't make that much talking about it 20 years later.
because it's Latoya.
You know. And Latoya
But
was
she
gorgeous. She was gorgeous back then before she went under the knife. Why did she do that?
that white man.
Crazy.
That white man beat her up so much and shit.
Right.
I'm not even trying to be funny, like that ass.
Crazy.
Chris Brown is the dollar store of Michael Jackson. I disagree with
Nah.
that.
There's nobody on Michael level.
Nobody.
They tried to do it. It won't work.
How
Not
about
even.
Terrence Trent D'Arby?
No, not even him. He was good for his short time, but
His
he's
two
not Michael.
minutes. His
It's
2
2
minutes.
minutes of fame, right? No.
Tee, tee, tee.
People like, but when you have icons like Michael and Prince and Madonna, they're gonna be hard to duplicate.
Exactly.
I remember when Britney Spears was at the height of her fame and they were calling her the next Madonna. No, she ain't got the hits like Madonna. Not even.
They even called Lady Gaga the next Britney
Yeah,
Spears and shit.
yeah. I remember that. They would say when Born This Way came out, they were saying, "Oh, she sounded like Madonna on that album." It was Madonna singing that. I'm like, nah, that's not Madonna.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You ain't never hear no one say, "Oh, that's next to Mariah Carey," though,
Exactly. Or the next Whitney.
or the next Beyonce.
Facts.
Okay.
The dollar store version of Janet would be Ciara. That's all they kept comparing her to. The next Janet Jackson. I'm like, Ciara don't sing like Janet though.
I would say Tinashe.
Even her.
Because Sierra actually, she was influenced by Janet, but she was more influenced by Michael. Let's be
Like
real.
Michael.
She was more influenced by Michael.
I don't see Michael in her at all. I don't know where you see that at. What?
Dancing.
Ciara and Michael? I don't see that at all.
She said it. She
I ain't
said it.
never seen. I ain't never seen Ciara moonwalk. I ain't never seen a moonwalk at
You know, I
all.
always have to fuck.
I want to see a motherfucker moonwalk. If you compare yourself to Michael, you better moonwalk in them high heels that you rocking.
So Jeffrey Daniels, you think he's
Jerry
next?
Daniels is full of shit. He's not. He didn't teach Michael that. He didn't teach Michael that. Bobby Brown did not teach Michael that. He's full of shit too. Because
Oh
even he said
god.
that shit. And I ain't never seen Bobby Brown moonwalk. So how the hell you teach Michael to do that and you don't even do it?
Oh god, y'all funny tonight. Who is the dollar store Leah? Tink.
Dollar store Aaliyah? I don't know. Let's stop with this dollar store shit, man.
Yeah.
You cannot duplicate an icon like Michael or Janet.
Oh shit. But yeah, let's see. Let me answer.
Jeffrey Daniels had to say something because he wasn't the star in Shalimar. It was Howard and Jody. That's it. They were better off as a two-man group anyway.
Now with those two.
Well, but maybe that's why Jeffrey was there to break up the fights. You know what I mean?
I would say you ain't gonna be shit without me.
Right?
Typical light skinned nigga mentality. Typical light skinned nigga mentality.
Oh my god.
No, I love Shalimar. I love Shalimar.
Shalimar was great, but they were like the R&B Fugees. They don't get along.
And that's the best. That's the best.
Did Howard ever have a relationship with Jody?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
Something going on with them. They can't stand each other.
Because I know Jeffrey Daniels was messing with Stephanie Mills.
Right.
Yeah, I heard Stephanie Mills don't like Jeffrey Daniels. She was talking shit about him in an interview.
Wow.
I'm like, damn nigga, like, damn nigga, what the fuck you do? Whose mama you pissed off?
What you do? Oh man.
But no shit. Stephanie Mills always talking shit about somebody and shit. Like
she was a little older fine thing.
Sam Smith talking shit about Sam Smith.
Really?
Yeah.
What she say about Sam Smith?
Because everyone said that Sam Smith was like the Michael Jackson or some shit. And
what?
I think Sam Smith covered one of Michael Jackson's song. I think Lady of My Life.
Sam Smith from London?
Yeah.
Who was calling him Michael Jackson?
Like when he first came out, literally niggas were comparing him to MJ.
I never heard that.
George Michael, all them niggas.
Wow. I could see George Michael. He's not Michael at all.
I cannot see George Michael. I'm sorry. I like Sam Smith.
Right.
I just don't like it. They just want to compare him because they both white.
We had like one great album. Like how the fuck is he Michael Jackson already? Wow. He's bugging. Shit, Stephanie Mills is a nice little older woman. Well, she got a fatty now, man. You seen her at the Shaka Khan versus? I was like, yo, she been eating during COVID. She got a little fatty. Oh man, let me stop. Next thing you know, I'll be interviewing Stephanie Mills and she hear this shit.
Better vocalist, Jody Watley or Evelyn Champagne King? I'm gonna go with Evelyn in my opinion.
Yeah, Evelyn was dope. Jody Watley, I only like her first album, her first solo album.
I only heard her first solo album.
Yeah, I didn't hear nothing else after that.
That first album is a class. I don't care what no one.
Yes.
That production.
I need that on CD, man. I had the cassette back in the day. That was like one of the first albums I bought on cassette back then, but I need to get that on CD.
Dope.
Stephanie Mills is short too. Yeah, she like 4'9" or some shit.
Something like that, yeah.
She a midget with a big booty, yo. And it's all hers too. No butt implants or none of that shit.
Right. Midget. Yeah, I'm gonna call this a night and check. I'm gonna try to save some StreamYard for tomorrow. So yeah, y'all can tune in tomorrow, same time. We're gonna talk about part 2. Yeah. Maybe Trial will not be disappointed that he was today and shit.
I was disappointed because I wanted to hear her really say if you have a baby with James DeBarge or not. She didn't say that. She just like It was like I need a definite answer from her.
Mm.
The fans need to know. It's been 30 something years. We need to know if you have a daughter with James DeBarge or not. Don't just say, "Oh, well, James is on drugs his wedding day and that's it." Like, I want to know if he got your ass pregnant.
Yo,
That's what we all want to know. I hope she give us some definitive answers tomorrow.
shit. Well, let's hope so and shit.
Yeah,
Let's hope so.
but this will be a waste of time in my opinion. If she don't come out with some earth shattering news, this will be like, oh, we just celebrating her legacy and that's it. But we already knew everything. I mean, we could have put together some clips on YouTube and did that shit ourselves.
Mm.
You're good at editing your videos when it comes to those beef episodes. You could have did this whole shit by yourself,
Let me tell you something. That shit would take me like 2 fucking weeks to edit sometimes.
right?
Because I still have to fucking clean up the vocals on this Murder Inc., which was
Right,
supposed to came out like 3 weeks ago, but had to do the whole shit again. Hopefully, I'm trying to drop this weekend. Hopefully,
right.
but I appreciate that too.
Yeah, man. You're like the new Spike Lee of YouTube and shit.
It's not Spike Lee of you,
You know.
but nah. But for real though, I just want to get this fucking reaction over with so I can watch Power tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because 2 more episodes left.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I want
I
to see what
know.
Zeke is going to get himself into.
God, how dumb can you be, Zeke?
That means I lie about my regulation.
Jesus.
Like
He
your
done.
whole aunt, like your aunt slash mom lied to you your whole
Yeah,
fucking life.
right.
You over here care about some motherfucking regulation.
Because he thinking about that money just like Monet is. They want them dollars. I'm like, he can't go to the league no more. He got to go straight to play overseas in Italy or some shit.
Right. Talking about you lied.
Right?
I didn't
You
lie.
lied.
I didn't lie. You lied. Fucking Monet, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Man, if she got her hands on Diana, she gonna die. So, I don't
Right,
really see that.
Diana better fucking
Diana gonna have to use her daddy Lorenzo for protection.
shit.
You know, she got to go to Mecca for protection and shit.
Yo, if fucking Mecca says what the fuck one more time though. This nigga said what the fuck like 5 times the whole
He
dinner.
he's not a great actor. The guy that's playing him.
Both of the
Yeah.
Menendez brothers not great actors and shit. The Menendez brothers.
Oh yeah, I saw a meme like that too.
But both of those Menendez brothers, their acting is so funny. It's so bad, it's funny.
Yeah.
Like, did I tell you to fucking speak? Like, nigga. Even Zeke's a better actor than you, and
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if the actor who plays Zeke speaks all educated and shit like
Right.
that.
It's probably some educated English dude from Britain. He sound like Idris Elba with an accent and shit.
David Wayne sounding like bamboozled ass.
Oh, really? You know,
I'm
he
like, what they got
pronounces his
this man
word. He pronounces his words all proper and shit.
do? I'm
I'm like,
like,
that's Zeke from the hood. That don't sound like him. He sound like this dude sound like a bloke. You know?
no fucking Diana. Oh my Jesus fucking Christ, Zeke! But look, yeah, I like the way how Diana cares about Zeke out of everybody and shit, because everybody just use that nigga as a cash cow. Diana really does look after him and shit.
Man.
Yeah, Ronnie.
She got
said what?
kidnapped? Tisha Campbell got kidnapped?
That's what Ronnie sent me or some shit. Like, I'm just
What?
like,
She got kidnapped for real, or she doing a movie?
they said that she was almost snatched up by human traffickers.
What? How? How does that happen?
I don't know.
Where?
I'm not trying to be funny,
was she
but
like down by the docks? Where the fuck was she at? What the hell?
probably Dwayne Martin trying to scare her or some shit.
Martin trying to kidnap her and shit.
Dwayne Martin.
Lord. Right? Oh, that Martin. Okay.
Yeah, not Martin Lawrence, Dwayne Martin.
My bad. Oh, that Martin tried to kidnap her. Wow. I didn't even hear about that. Human traffickers. But where is she? Where was she at that human traffickers is even around her to do that?
Well, human traffickers, they always going on everywhere and shit like that. It's not like They have an exact location. They're remote. They're virtual and
I
shit.
thought they stay. They all stay down by the. Every time I see like a human trafficking film, they all down by the docks. They all
Down
go
by the
around boats and shit. Yeah,
street corners and shit.
right. In some shady area, and it's all dark and damp. You know, I watch too much movies. That's probably what it is.
So versus TV also did like a best of versus where everyone
Mhm.
was talking about their favorite versus shit.
And let me guess. The highlight is Jadakiss annihilating Dipset.
That's one of
I
the
mean,
highlights.
that was what happened. You know, it was a one man band last year.
Because I heard they're trying to go with the Anthony Hamilton Music Soul Child shit
They
next
still
year.
trying to do that? Nah,
I
Anthony ain't got enough. He ain't got enough for music. I don't even
what
think
is
music
everyone's
got.
hype about
I don't
Music
even
Soul
think.
Child?
I don't even think music. Look, I love music, but he. I don't even think he got 20 hits. You know what I'm saying? He ain't never come out with no greatest hits album.
Fucking Jadakiss.
Nah, I mean we need to see Eminem and Busta Rhymes. That's the verses that they need to show him. They need to have.
Eminem can't touch Buster.
I think he'll give Busta a run for his money, but I think Busta songs hit harder in the hood, and that's gonna be the issue. That's the issue that black people have with Eminem to begin with, because
Cause
they
my
felt like, oh, I can't bump Eminem in my ride like he was some club artist, and he has no club hits.
yeah, because niggas Kim Eminem don't have no party songs. So Purple Pills ain't a party song.
Yeah, but but me and you know that, but those fools on like Mark Nash's channel and shit, and I've heard it in other places. They always thought they for some reason they think Eminem was some artist to make club bangers. He never did that.
Even
None of his
E40,
songs, none of his albums, he have club bangers on.
E40 said that Eminem don't make party music.
Exactly, and E40 is from the West Coast, so you gotta if you don't listen to what I'm saying, listen to what E40 is saying. You know what I'm saying? He was never that type of artist. You want club bangers, then listen to Fabulous. He made club bangers. Eminem never did that.
Ronnie said Anthony Hamilton. Anthony can't touch D'Angelo. I'm sorry.
Smack that wasn't Eminem's song. He was featured on that. That was Akon's song, and I don't even like that song. I never like Akon. You know what I'm saying? Buster got many hits that could take out Smack That.
Touch it.
Hey, there you go. Automatic win for Buster. That's not fucking with Buster shit. You know? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like this whole thing about, oh, I can't bump Eminem in my ride. I don't get that. Maxwell would annihilate him. Anthony Hamilton ain't got enough for none of these artists. Not for Maxwell, not for music.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna call this a night. This has been real as fuck and shit. But we're gonna talk about part 2 tomorrow. Sunday is gonna be the third part of the top 150 rap albums. And Monday we're gonna talk about Jazzo's first album and shit too. So appreciate this as usual, bro.
No doubt.
And I'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.